This is a video where I thought I would never ever have to make. At least not at this point. I thought maybe, you know, later on I'd have to make a video like this, but came sooner than I thought. Before you guys go ahead and leave any comments, I want you guys to really finish this video till the end, get a full insight about everything that's happening. I promise you this video is not going to be that long. Regularly scheduled uploads and stuff like that will continue tomorrow. I haven't uploaded for the past 3 or 4 days. And the reason for that is because there's been so much stuff going on. Like, it's been a roller coaster for the past 3 days, and it's all hitting at once, and it's like overwhelming. In life, something I've realized is that when you have stuff that is going just as planned for such a long time, there must be something that just offsets that, you know? A week ago, for almost a month, I had straight daily uploads, no matter if they were just a regular video or live streams, but I uploaded every single day for about a month, and everything was looking bright for me. My YouTube data and everything like that was increasing. I had a whole bunch of wedding, but everything was turning out to be good. Everything was looking bright for me. And then, you know, during that whole entire time period, I was thinking, something must go wrong. Like things don't usually go this good for me. Like, there must be something. And then I thought about it, I'm like, no, I'm working hard. I'm working so freaking hard. I literally put so much work into these videos. I spend 10 hours a day on my computer at the least, just putting out content for you guys. Like, that is my trade-off for my success. Everything kind of came tumbling down when I missed an upload. Literally missed an upload. And when I missed an upload, I had some personal stuff going on. I started feeling like really sick. I don't know why, I never get sick, but like I got really sick as soon as I missed. I'm not correlating this entirely with the upload, but I got sick as to why I couldn't upload. And because I was so sick, I just couldn't even edit a video for the next day either. And I was like, literally like so ill. Like, part of it has to do with my sleeping schedule. Like I said, I spend literally 10 hours a day editing on my computer at the least. And I try to maintain the work with YouTube, the work with my videography and photography business. I have to try and maintain friendships, I have to maintain my girlfriend, I have to do a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I'm not here to complain, I'm not here to do any of that. I'm just saying my sleep schedule is literally 4 or 5 hours every single night. I think maybe that has something to do with it. Anyways, Friday I missed an upload again, and it was directly because I just had no time to edit. I just couldn't edit. I felt so sick, and I explained that to you guys on the live stream, but I took down the live stream almost a day it was up because I figured this is way too like personal. Like, I just can't have that up. Like, it's just, nobody wants to know. Like, anyways, Saturday I cleaned myself up a little bit. I got out a little bit more, and I filmed a music video because I had to film a music video for that's my job. So I'm gonna try reciting this day as best as I could. I woke up around 10. And then I immediately got all my camera stuff together. Mind you, I was with my girlfriend around 10. I spent the night at her house. So I got home, got all my camera stuff together, and by this time it was probably like 11:30. Got breakfast and all that. And mind you guys, during the course of all this, I am trying to lose weight. I'm trying to be healthier. So I did like have one meal that day. Usually I'm like on this weird metabolism thing. Like, my body only lets me eat like one meal a day. It's really weird, but I am losing weight. I'm not starving myself. I'm not even hungry right now. I didn't even eat breakfast. Right now it's 11:30, but anyways, I'm not starving myself. I want to get that clear with you guys. It's just like my body's weird. Anyways, back to the subject. I put all my camera stuff in my car. I drove to the shoot. So we started shooting, and then we pretty much got most of the stuff done, all the candid stuff. And mind you, during this, it was like, okay, it's winter. It's 29 degrees out today. It's cold, but it's sunny. Like, today was gonna be such a good day for shoot. Like, I even thought in my head before I woke up, like the night before, I was like, this day is gonna go good. Like, it's gonna be an easy shoot. Nothing can go wrong. And then in the back of my mind, I was thinking, something must go wrong. Like, there has to be something. Like, it just doesn't go that good for me, you know? Anyways, got to the shoot, did everything, got everything, and then after that, we went to the mall, got some more stuff there. And then after the mall, I went to visit my girlfriend for a little bit, and then I got like this weird headache thing. Like, I started feeling really sick. Like, again. Like I had this weird headache, and it was maybe because I didn't drink enough coffee that day. I don't know what was going on, but I just had like this weird headache. I never get headaches. I never get sick. So for me to get sick and like get headaches is like extremely uncommon. So anyways, I went to my girlfriend's work, visited her for a little bit. I think I was actually filming that day. No, I wasn't. Anyways, I stopped back at home. I talked to the family a little bit, you know, family stuff. And then after that, I had to leave immediately for the shoot to go to a party they had planned and finish up a little bit more filming that I had to do for the music video. I was on a road that's local to us called Erie Boulevard. It's basically just like a whole entire strip with a whole bunch of stores. So I was going down the road. There's 3 lanes, and I tried driving in the middle lane because there's no potholes in the middle lane. If you guys live in Syracuse, you guys already know that potholes are everywhere. The roads here are disgusting. I was driving in the middle, and I was going probably about 40 miles per hour, 35, 40, not even speeding, not even doing hoonigans, not even doing anything like that. Wasn't even beating on my car. But mind you, before this, I did have like some indications that this was going to happen at some point. But I was driving in the middle of the lane, and all of a sudden, it was like this weird feeling, like it was like a thump, like a clunk, and like the car like kind of jolted a little bit, and I was like, maybe I just hit a pothole. So I kept going a little bit, and then it did it again. I'm like, okay. So I turned down the volume for a little bit, and I'm like, what just happened? So then immediately after the second one, I threw my car in neutral, and then I pulled over into like some abandoned hospital parking lot. Literally, out of everything I could have stopped, it was in front of the abandoned hospital. So at this time, it was about 7:30, and I was sitting there in the parking lot, and I didn't even want to get out of my car. I was like, okay, maybe the timing belt blew. Maybe something like that happened. So I was sitting there in the parking lot, and I started smelling like this weird smell. I'm like, oh great, oh great. It smelled like this clutch smell. If you guys drive manual cars, you guys know that distinguished clutch smell. So I'm sitting there, I'm very pissed. I'm very pissed right now. I'm sitting here, had to go to a shoot, just looking at my car. So then I quickly grabbed my OBD scanner. If you guys don't know what OBD scanner is, it's basically a scanner that reads the codes on a car. I was like, okay, maybe there's something wrong with the engine. I blew a line, something. If there's something wrong, it will show me, hopefully. So I plugged it in, sat there for a little bit. Mind you, I didn't even start my car, and I just sat there. Finally, it read there was nothing wrong with it, nothing new wrong with it. So I was sitting there, I'm like confused. I'm like, okay. So I push the clutch in, start the car again, and you know, everything seems to be fine. You know, I wouldn't be able to start my car if the clutch was fine. Or if the clutch was broken, I wouldn't be able to start my car because you need to push the clutch in to start the car. So I was like, okay, my clutch is fine. So I'm like, oh, whatever, probably hit a pothole, whatever. So I put the car in first gear. I started to go.
First gear?
And then like, I realized like halfway off the clutch pedal, I'm like, it's not moving. And like, I put the clutch pedal down, put it in neutral. I'm like, okay, let's try this again.
Absolutely.
So I put it in first gear. Was in first gear. Everything was perfect. And then I did it again. Clutch pedal was probably like a little bit over halfway, and usually engages like 1/4 of the way, and it was like halfway up and it still wasn't engaging. So I'm like, okay, here's a problem. So I got out of my car, I grabbed the big studio light I had in the back of my car because my phone was really close to dying, and I started to look in the engine bay. I checked my oil, I checked everything like that, everything looked good, and then I looked under the car, and there behold a giant puddle, like this big, no joke, that big of a puddle of, I don't know for sure because I haven't taken it to a mechanic yet, but it's pretty easy to see. It's pretty easy to tell. It wasn't a clutch. All the brake fluid is still in there. And if you guys don't know, in Volkswagen GTIs, they use brake fluid as the clutch slave cylinder fluid as well. So it wasn't any of the brake fluid. It wasn't the clutch. So I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, transmission. Great. So then after looking at it for a little bit, it was silver. It was definitely the transmission. Something in the transmission blew, something broke, but either way, it just like there was just gear oil and transmission fluid everywhere that was so metallic. And mind you, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be red or dark brown, not metallic. So as soon as I saw that, immediately called up my parents. I said, hey, need the van right now. Car broke down. Pretty sure it's a clutch. Don't know exactly what it is, but it could either be the clutch or the transmission. I need to use the van for the night. So we got all that figured out. I got the van for the night, and then I was a little uneasy about leaving my car in the place where it was because it was an abandoned hospital in a pretty sketchy area. Immediately after that, I thought it over for a little bit, and my car was originally on Craigslist and all that for $5,000, and I thought about it for a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna lower the price. I'm not even gonna worth fixing my car. It's not even worth it. Like I was so done at this point. I changed the pricing to $3,000. I was so set in stone, $3,000. Wasn't gonna go anything lower. The car is in magnificent condition other than the transmission. Everything else is so perfect. I babied that car. I absolutely babied that car. So put it up for $3,000. A guy wanted to buy it, so he said, I will come pick it up. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow. I will let you know. I will have it towed to my house. This, that, the other thing. I was perfect. I don't have to pay for towing. I don't have to do any of that. The guy doesn't message me until the next night around 9 p.m. So he says, got too caught up in work, couldn't get the towing thing figured out, but I'm going to come pick it up Wednesday. Don't worry. So I said, okay, whatever. That leads up till yesterday. And then while in the middle of yesterday, a lot of other stuff went on. Can't really share it on camera. Can't really do any of that. Can't really talk about it. But while all this was going on, I was just trying to figure out like what to do. I need a car. And I can't just pull out 10 grand and be financially stable to get a car and stuff like that. I can't lease a car because I don't really have credit. As you guys know, I was trying to get credit, but they don't really give people credit if you don't have a W-2. When you own your own business, it's hard to get credit. It's hard to establish credit. They don't just give credit to random businesses, unfortunately. Wish they did. Anyways, I thought I was pretty SOL, but then it started coming up a little bit because I got another wedding booking. So I'm like, oh my God, that makes the day a little bit better. More money in the pocket. Got the wedding booking, and then literally right after that, I went to bed, and then I got woken up this morning by pop, pop, pop. Ryan, the Syracuse Police Department, they called. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh God. Mind you, the music video I just filmed, it was in many illegal places. So I thought, great, getting a fine. Gonna have to go and gonna have to deal with this now. More stuff to my plate. Even worse than that. I wouldn't have cared about that. Somebody broke into your car last night. They broke in, they smashed the window. So I was still laying in bed. It was 8:30 this morning. Oh great. I didn't even care at this point. I was, yep, it's a big giant piece of scrap metal by now. I was sitting there thinking. I was thinking what to do. So I filed a police report. Just for whatever, just in case if I ever need it in the future for insurance purposes. Didn't file an insurance thing, or I didn't do anything with insurance because I don't want my insurance to raise. So I was just like, whatever. It's a window, it doesn't matter. But one thing that is very problematic about this is because the guy that's buying the car, mind you, there's already a few things that are wrong with it. Mind you, there is a part that needs to go on the edge of the intake manifold gasket that's wrong with it. Now the transmission, and now the window. And that's not even including the fact that, you know, when you get a new car, you have to do another oil change, all that. So right now the car is pretty toast, and I'm hoping that this guy buys it. I'm hoping that he sees the window and he thinks, okay, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. That's what I'm hoping, but he really wants the car. Really wants the car, and he's a mechanic, so hopefully it turns out. Anyways, I had to get it towed right away, so I called the towing service. I said, hey, need a car towed. They towed it to my house. Had to give them $130 something. Not that much actually, but it's still like I would rather not pay anything for the car at this point. So I $130, towed it back to my house, got it to my house, taped it up. I still have to go out and vacuum all the glass for me to be able to sell it. I have to at least make the car look good. Oh my God. And then I have to hope that the guy messages me and says that it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, that leads up to this point. I pretty much talked everything that happened until this point. Hopefully you guys have a fine understanding of everything that happened. and why I haven't been able to post. There's a lot of other really personal stuff I can't really talk about with you guys, but the past couple days, roller coaster was not fun. I'm hoping that like it just turns out for me. I'm a strong believer that things will work out in my favor if I just trust it enough, so I'm just gonna trust it. So anyways, I'm morally upset because if you guys know, when you get your first car, you have like this emotional thing to it, and it sucks. It really does suck when your first car just breaks. But honestly, it's not even about the car. It's just the fact of like the things that come with it, the stress that comes with it, being able to buy another car when your car breaks down, and all this. Right now, I'm not in a position where I can just buy a new car. I have to, hopefully this guy buys it, and then I can buy a new car. But if not, I'm pretty SOL. So if I am SOL, that means I have to work harder in this weddings and photo shoots and music videos. I have to get way more bookings for that because that will pay off for a new car sooner or later. And hopefully within this next month, I will have a new car. I was hoping with this car it would get me past for like at least a month or so. So I can establish some sort of credit so I can get a lease on a car. But that's definitely not gonna happen. Not at all. So one of the things that's most important about the videos that I film is that I need a way of transportation. My job, I need transportation for my job. So when I don't have transportation, meaning I can't do my job very well. So that means that this right here, these videos are going to be they're not going to have as many locations as they did before. I'm going to try my hardest, making them even better than before. Hopefully tomorrow we come back bigger and better than freaking ever. But for right now, things are, they're getting worse, honestly. Like, things are getting way worse. But hopefully if I get back into the loop of things right here, you guys will be more updated about my life. You guys will know what's happening. You guys will know your boy better, you know? It just truly sucks how everything's just crashing at once. And if you guys know me, you guys already know I don't really share that much personal stuff with you guys. I just kind of keep bare minimum. I don't like to keep the negativity in these videos. I like to keep everything that is negative in life out of these videos because I don't want to look back in 10 years at these videos and say, wow, I was a train wreck. I want to forget about those negative moments. Who wants to re-embark on them? So I hope you guys understand. Feel free to leave a comment now that you guys know basically the gist of it. Still a whole bunch of stuff going on. Still very bleh. So with that, I guess I just have to get back in the loop of things and work harder than I did before because obviously I didn't work hard enough. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.